Hello, everyone. Welcome to Money Market Watch. I am Brian Rango. I am here with this new channel that I just started to teach everyone how to invest your money, how to make your money grow, and how to make your money work for you. And to also just give people the information that they need in order to get started. So before we get started, just want everyone to know that make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. It really helps out a lot. And uh, there's links for Webull and Robinhood in the description below if you want to get signed up. And you'll get 2 free stocks with Webull and 1 free stock with Robinhood if you use my promo code. And it will give me a stock also, so that will help both of us out. It's a win-win situation for both of us, you know. All right, so everyone, main reason why I wanted to start this channel is because I've been doing the stock market for over 10 years, and as a minority, I'm a Salvadorian. Most of us minorities, we never get taught about the stock market at all. Like, we don't get the information. We don't get taught this in school, and then, our relatives don't know about the stock market, so it's not like they can hand down the information. Our parents don't know. Most of them just work all their lives, so they work to make money instead of the money making them money and working for them. They was constantly working for their money, and that's a losing proposition in the long run, because inflation will just eat you up, and the cost of living is not going to slow down anytime soon, especially with them printing money the way they're printing money right now to do all these bailouts and to, for the coronavirus, they've been printing money like crazy to do the stimulus checks and all that. So right now is definitely the time that you need to get started on taking care of your finances. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I grew up with no dad, just a mom. And my mother was always at work, so I kind of didn't have, and I have no siblings, so kind of grew up by myself. My mother wasn't really an affectionate person, so I kind of grew up without love, so I went to the streets thinking that the streets is where, I get my love, you know what I'm saying? So, and I loved running the streets. It was a thing that I liked to do. So, of course, doing that, I got into mad trouble. Like, I was doing things I wasn't supposed to be doing. And because of that, I didn't graduate high school, didn't go to college. Instead, wound up doing 2.5 years in jail in the penitentiary. So got out and didn't know what I was going to do. And honestly, I was not even thinking about the future at all. I didn't think I was going to have a future, especially here in Washington, D.C., where I grew up at. At the time, it was the murder capital. The crack epidemic had hit. So I was out there selling crack, doing things I wasn't supposed to be doing, thinking it was cool. And let me tell you, I want to definitely speak to all my young audience that definitely you could turn your life around. Don't ever think that it's hopeless. Because let me tell you, I really didn't care about anything at the time, because why should I? When you grow up not having love, how are you going to care about anything? And I really didn't. I had a I don't care attitude. And I was living a life where I didn't think I was going to live to see 25, so I just didn't care. But when I got out of jail, I wound up, my girlfriend at the time, we wound up, having a conversation, and I told her that I wanted to have a child before I died, because I didn't think I was going to live to see 25, so that's something I wanted to experience before I die. Now, I know that's a messed up thing to think about, having a child, thinking you're going to die, so who's going to take care of the child? But I was a selfish person because I didn't care about none, so, I was thinking stupid, as you can say. But she agreed, and so we, made our daughter. And let me tell you, when my daughter was born and I was in that delivery room and I saw her come out and I cut the umbilical cord, it changed my life. Like, literally seeing a part of me come out, and this little girl now is dependent on me. for love and guidance and everything, really, really changed my heart and changed my everything about me. And I swore that day, I was like, I don't want my daughter to ever feel what I feel, not having no love. I want to give her all the love. So I knew right then and there that in order to do that, I had to change my life and my thinking. So the first thing I did, of course, was I cut all my friends off. Now, I know that's a hard thing to do for some people, but I'm telling you right now, you have to do it sometimes. I knew that if I stayed around them, I probably was going to get my third felony and get my 20 years automatic because I already had 2 felonies. And I knew that they were still doing their thing, on the streets. They were still out there hustling, still sticking people up, doing things I just can't be around that. And I know sometimes you could not be doing anything, but if you're around them, guilty by association. So I just wasn't trying to get that charge. So I had to cut them off, and they felt a certain type of way. But at the end of the day, you got to realize that what they think and how they feel doesn't really matter when it comes to you. You need to think about yourself, and especially when you have a child, you need to think about your child. Your child should be first. Everything else should be second. Your child should be your main focus. You know what I'm saying? Because let me tell you, if you go to jail, those friends that you're so worried about, how they think about you and all that stuff, they're not going to take care of your child. So do you really want your child out there in the streets, not being taken care of, only having the mother struggle because you're so worried about what your friends are thinking about you while you're in jail? Like, come on now. So you got to think, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to change your mindset. And that's what I did. I was just like, man, you know what? I cut them off. They felt a certain type of way, and I didn't care. I was like, all I was thinking about at that time was my girl and my daughter. That's it. And I was happy I made that decision because it changed my life. It saved my life. I tell my daughter all the time, she's 25 now, and I tell her all the time that she saved my life. If she was not born at that moment, I probably wouldn't be alive to even speak on this video right now. But thank God she was born and she changed my life, and I was so happy. Now let me tell you, it was a struggle trying to find work when you have 2 felonies at the time. But now, they actually have a lot of programs now where they help people with felonies get jobs. So now it's not as hard as it was back then. But let me tell you, even though it was hard for me to find a job, I decided to go to bartending school for 2 weeks, and it was only $600, which is nothing when you're, when you out there hustling and stuff. And I had already stopped hustling, but I still had some money. So wind up investing in myself. That $600 was an investment to learn a skill, which is bartending is a skill. And let me tell you, my first bartending job, and it was only a 2-week course, by the way. It didn't take long. My first bartending job was at Red Lobster. Really wasn't making no good money because, all the servers was making them. I was basically just making drinks for the servers. Nobody was really sitting at the bar. But I realized that I had to get experience first because no place that I could make good money was willing to hire me because I didn't have experience, even though I had my bartending license. So it took time. It took about a year before I finally got a good enough job and enough experience where I was starting to make real money. And let me tell you, I bartended for 10 years. And when I left bartending, I was making about $80,000 a year. And that was maybe about 15 years ago that I left bartending. It's been something like that. It's been a minute. So $80,000 back then was way more than what it is now. It's like if you compare $80,000 back then, and most of the tips were cash because a lot of people weren't swiping, so didn't have to report a lot of it to the IRS. So let me tell you, that money right there is the same thing as making probably like over 100 and something thousand now. So it was really good money, you guys. But just to tell you, it's not impossible. Like, if a person with 2 felonies could change their life, a person that grew up with no love, you know what I'm saying, but found love within his daughter, I mean, you could change your life. You have to change your mindset. You have to realize you trying to impress these people that don't really care about you. They act like they care about you, but realistically they don't. And they're not gonna take care of none of your bills, nothing. If you're in jail, you're dead. They're not gonna take care of your family or none of that. You have to realize that. You need to stop worrying about what they're thinking and worry about you. You need to put you first, and if you have a child, you need to put your child first. It's a shame that so many, people are out here having kids and not taking care of their kids. Like it's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like you're continuing a cycle that so I'm gonna put it to you like this. Most of the time, I would say that most people that don't take care of their kids is because they didn't have their two parents. You know what I'm saying? So they grew up without a parent. So then they repeat the same thing with their kids, which is crazy because you should be the one to break the cycle. You have to be the one that breaks the cycle. And in order to do that, you got to change your mindset. You got to realize that it's about you. Don't worry about it. And now with social media, people are really trying to flex and, just impress other people that they don't even know. It's crazy. And for no reason. This is crazy. Trying to get clout is just dumb. At the end of the day, getting clout is not going to do any good in the future for you. So don't worry about getting clout, okay? You need to be worrying about investing in yourself. So I'm going to tell you right now that I went through something in my life and I changed my life. And if I could change my life, you could change your life too. So the first thing you need to do is, number one, get yourself away from people that's not benefiting you in any type of way. If they're doing stuff that could get you hemmed up, you need to be leaving them alone and go your way. You know what I'm saying? Being a man is standing on your own. You know what I'm saying? Go to the left. When they're going to the right, you go to the left. You understand me? So that's what you have to do. Show them that you're a real man by being a responsible person in life and not doing the same dumb stuff they doing. Because it's going to lead to nowhere. I'm going to tell you that right now. A lot of my friends either got killed or they did 30 years in jail or just some time in jail, or either they're on drugs now. So it's crazy. And I'm glad I left them alone. I don't miss them at all. Like it was fun being around them when I was young, but I have a whole new life and I have 5 kids now and I love being a dad. It's the greatest feeling in the world. I love making money to take care of my kids, and I get that unconditional love. You understand? Your kids are going to give you the unconditional love that you're not going to get from anyone else. Girlfriends, friends, man, put that to the side. Worry about your kids, okay, you guys? So let's start by number one. If you don't have a job, go get you a job, okay? In fact, if you don't want to get a job, right now we're in the information age. The phone is basically a mini computer now. You can basically find out anything you need to learn on your phone. You can look at all types of videos on YouTube to learn whatever it is you need to learn. But you need to start watching stuff that's going to educate you and watch stuff that you're interested in that's going to make you some money. You know what I'm saying? If you enjoy doing something, find out how can I make money doing that. That's the first thing you should do. If you don't want to get a job, do that. You know what I'm saying? Or you could get a job and do that also as your side hustle. You understand what I'm saying? So the point of it all is go get that bag, but legally. It's so many legal hustles now. It's so easy to get money legally now because of the phone has set people free. Internet. The internet is so many ways to make money now. So it's very important that you take that time to invest in yourself. Definitely. So do that first. And then when you start making money, you need to open, a brokerage account. So you can start buying stock. I would say Robinhood, Webull are the two good ones to start off with, because there's no fees, there's no minimum that you need to deposit. So you can start with $5 if you want to, just deposit $5. Now I'm gonna tell you this, it's always best to start off with $100 because by using the link and you put $100, you get a free stock. So ain't nothing better than free. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And getting a free stock is good, you know. So if you could get $100, start off with 100, and then every week when you get paid, you need to keep putting money into your brokerage account. And it's real easy because you'll have your brokerage account linked up with your bank checking account. And if you don't have a checking account, you definitely need to go get a checking account. And definitely try to get a checking account where they charge you is free. It's free checking. You need to definitely shop around with the banks, get free checking, and definitely link those two up. And once you link them up, you're able to constantly put money into your brokerage account for free. And whenever you want to take your money out of your brokerage account and put it back into your checking account, you can do that too. And it doesn't cost anything. And it's like you'll get it in 1 day or 2 days at the most. But definitely, you need to open a brokerage account and start investing in some companies. Now, people always ask me, well, I don't know what to invest in. I don't know nothing about stocks. How does it work? Stocks is real simple. Stock is basically, it's basically like you're purchasing an asset you're purchasing shares of a company. Like, let's say Pepsi. If you like Pepsi and you drink Pepsi all the time, you could buy shares of Pepsi, and when you buy a share, you're basically investing in that company. You're becoming a part owner, sort of. And most companies like Pepsi, Coca-Cola, Apple, all these companies, when you invest in them and buy their shares, they do pay you a dividend, usually monthly, every 3 months. It depends on the company. Some are monthly, some are every 3 months. So you're getting paid a dividend for each share for owning the company, which is basically part of their profits. They report their profits every 3 months. And it's a good feeling to know that you're a part owner of a company, you know what I'm saying? Without having to deal with none of the stuff, the day-to-day stuff, you know what I'm saying? So I tell people all the time, when you get started in stocks, it's best to just start off by buying the things that you consume the most. So I'm going to give you a prime example. Let's say you take Lyfts all the time or Ubers all the time. You should buy some shares of Uber or Lyft. Let's say you love Starbucks and you're always constantly going to Starbucks. You need to own some shares of Starbucks. You understand what I'm saying, you guys? So it's real simple. Whatever you consume the most, you need to have shares of. I love Nike. I constantly buy Nike products. So I own Nike shares. And I love it. I love knowing that not only am I a consumer and I'm spending my money, but I'm also an investor. And I'm getting money back for being an investor of that company that I like to spend money with. So that's the problem with majority of Americans, is the fact that we're just consumers and we're not investors. And that's where, people are living paycheck to paycheck because of the fact that we have this epidemic going on with us just being consumers and not investors. And we need to change that. We have to change our mindset. We need to be 50% consumers, 50% investors, not 100% consumers and zero investors. Like, we have to change that with our money. And eventually it's going to be like this, where you're more of an investor than a consumer. It's going to change like this. So I definitely have to say, you got to start investing. I say the stock market is the best place to start investing because you can start with a little bit of money and slowly grow it. Now, real estate is another great investment, is another great asset. But it takes more money to do that. And you could actually do it with credit if you have good credit. Now, that's going to be a whole nother issue we need to talk about, because so many people are so irresponsible with their credit and so many people have bad credit. So that's going to be another video. We're going to talk about that. But right now we're talking about, how to get started investing, okay? So real estate is another great investment, but that takes a little bit more effort and it takes more. I put it to you like that. And then you have collectibles, which I love buying comic books because people don't realize how much money is in comic books. But You have art, you have toys, collector comic books. There's even old video games now that go for a lot of money, which collectors collect. You'll be surprised. The collectible market out there is a huge market with tons of money being made. And me just collecting comic books, I see every day how much certain comics go for, and it's crazy amounts of money, you guys. You wouldn't even believe the amount of money that's being made off of comic books. So you have collectibles, you have art, of course. So it's a lot of ways you can invest your money into assets that's gonna make you money. But I always say the best way to start is in the stock market. Uh, Buy stuff that you know. You know what I'm saying? Buy the stuff you consume. Be an investor of the stuff you spend your money with. Don't just be a spender. Be an investor. So that's my main thing. And then once you have been trading for a while and you get used to how the stock market works, then you can start looking at other companies that aren't companies that you spend money with, and you'll be able to, see if you can make money with other companies. But definitely, for now, for this first video, I definitely just have to say, buy the things that you consume and spend your money with. If you constantly get the new iPhone, you need to have some Apple shares. You know what I'm saying? If you have a Tesla, you need to buy some Tesla stock. Like, yeah, I'm just saying, like, just that's basically the easiest way to get started. Now, I am not a financial advisor, but this is just things that I've done throughout my life in order to invest and make my money grow. And this is not a get quick scheme or nothing. You're not going to become a millionaire overnight, but I'm going to tell you this. Watching your money grow and watch your money make money is the best feeling in the world. It's going to take time, but as time goes on and your money grows, it'll start growing quicker. So at the beginning, the less amount of money you have in there growing, the longer it's going to take. But as it starts going, and if you keep putting money into it, like you should every week when you get paid, it'll grow a whole lot quicker as it grows. So definitely, I tell people all the time, don't play lottery. That's a waste. Man, there's people out here spending $30, $40 every day on lottery tickets. Like, they don't even realize they could be buying shares of companies for that much, and getting paid a dividend every 3 months or every month, depending on the company. And instead of, gambling with some lottery, that's just a waste. Just like going to casinos. Instead of going to the casino and losing your money, why don't you buy shares of the casino? I have shares of MGM. I used to go to the MGM all the time, but now I own shares of, and it makes me money. Instead of me knowing I might have a chance of losing my money in the casino, I'd rather buy stock, get paid a dividend, and watch the stock go up and me make money when I sell at a profit. And then it goes back down and I buy it again low and then wait for it to go back up again. So it's a great experience watching your money grow. Now, people always say, well, when, I hear people losing money in the stock market. I'm going to tell you this. Most people that lose money in the stock market is because they have no patience. Patience is key to the stock market. You have to think long term. I'm going to put it to you like this. If you buy solid companies like, Amazon, Coca-Cola, Disney, companies that McDonald's, companies that basically will never go broke ever because they just have too much cash and they're just good companies that take care of their money. They know what they're doing and they're going to be around forever probably. Those companies, you ain't never got to worry about the stock price going to zero. So I'm going to give you an example. The way people lose money is because they get scared. Prime example, we just had this stock market crash recently where, I'll give you an example. Disney. I think Disney was like at 140 something, 140 some dollars a share. And as soon as this crash happened, their shares went all the way down to, I think it was all the way down to $88. So let's say you bought at that top price right before it fell. And then it fell down to $88. So, of course, if you look at your account, it's going to show that you lost a certain amount of money. You lost money. Like, you're looking at it like, oh, man, I lost. But what people don't realize is that the key factor is that you haven't lost anything. It says you lost, but realistically, you haven't lost anything. You haven't lost until you sell at that low price. Now, if you was to sell it at $88, you lost. Yes, you lost money. But if you're smart and you're patient and you know that it's going to rebound because it's a solid company, it's never going to go to zero, you already know that, don't sweat it. Just let it rebound. It's going to rebound. And while it's rebounding, just keep collecting your dividend every 3 months. It will go back up to the price you paid and then some. It'll probably go past that price because it always does in the long run. So you're going to make more money in the long run. You're not going to lose anything until you sell. Don't ever sell when it says you're at a loss. Don't sell. You haven't lost anything until you sell. So that's the key thing. Do not sell when it's at a lower price than what you paid. Now, whenever it's at a higher price than what you paid, it's very important that you do take profits. A lot of people don't take profits, which I don't understand, because one thing about stocks, they do this all day. Up, down, and then, but in the long run, good stocks do this. See that? Keep going up. But even though they going down, they'll go up further, then come down, then go up further. Like, eventually in the long run, they go up and make you way more money. So it's always smarter to, when it does this and you're at a profit, if you bought here, it does this, I'm taking profit because I'm going to wait for it to do this, then I'm going to buy it again. Then when it does this, I'm going to sell it again. It does this, I'm going to buy it again. You'll make way more money by taking profit and then buying low again than actually just letting it do this while it goes up. Because even though you're making money while it's going up, you're making way more by selling high, buying low, selling high, buying low. Like, you'll make way more money. You'll make your money grow quicker. So it's definitely important that you definitely take profits when they're there. And don't be scared that, if I take profit now, what if it don't go down and I miss out on some more run? Don't worry about that. You never could worry about stuff like that because you can't time it. But when there's profit there, you got to take it. Like, the money is there, sitting there for you to take. Take it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand why people don't take profit. It's crazy to me. I mean, one thing stocks don't do is this. They don't just the whole time. No, they don't. Now, if they do something like that, then yeah, hold it. Don't sell it. You know what I'm saying? But even if it does this, you never know when it's going to do this. You know what I'm saying? So, you just don't know. So it's important to take profits. The key thing about stocks is you buy low, sell high. Do not ever buy at the high. Do not do that. Even though it might have a chance to go up some more and you might miss out, but you can't have FOMO. You can't have fear of missing out. You can't have that. Key rule to buying stocks is always buy low, sell high. That's been the number one rule. Always. You never buy at the top. So I never get a position when it's an up day. I always wait for a down day. When it's down, I buy. Now, let's say the next day it goes down more. I'm able to buy more at a lesser price. Again, I'll buy more because I know